Hi, and welcome to La Rosa Reads. I'm Denise La Rosa, and today my daughters and I are going to share all the books that we are thankful for this year. Let's talk books. So, Natalie, what is a book you're thankful for?
I am thankful for Empty Shoes because it's about Moa. And I'm thankful for Diary of a Wimpy Kid.
Great. So Empty Shoes is a book that I self-published back in 2016, and the main character's name is Catherine. And my inspiration for Catherine's character is indeed Natalie. Natalie, what is Empty Shoes about?
So if I remember, I think Empty Shoes is about so Catherine goes and she is seeing if she's going to be in the school play or not. And she realizes that she isn't. Then she starts crying about it, and then Catherine goes home, and she's thinking, well, maybe if I'm maybe if I'm like somebody else, then I can get into the play. So she starts putting herself in other people's shoes, like literally, and then she realizes that she is fine just the way she is.
Yes. It reminds me of Mr. Rogers' I Love You Just the Way You Are kind of vibe. So awesome, Natalie. And then you mentioned Diary of a Wimpy Kid, that whole series. So what is it about Diary of a Wimpy Kid that you love so much?
So it's just I feel like it's really funny, and it's a good series. And also, if I'm bored in school, I can just read it.
So it's entertaining?
Like during snack play or read aloud, what you're supposed to read.
Yeah.
And during the times whenever either Miss Sheets or Miss Lakin isn't here, we can just do whatever we want. I read Diary of a Wimpy Kid.
Great. Awesome. So when you say it's fun, it's funny, it's entertaining, what is it about the book that makes it all those things?
The characters.
So tell me a little bit about the characters.
The main character is kind of all over the place.
Mm-hmm.
And really funny. And his brother is telling him all of these, it's telling him all of these things about school that he should remember. Something like the cheese touch.
Oh.
And how kids are going to be taking all the good spots and bullying you.
So he's giving his little brother tips on how to survive in school.
Yeah, practically.
Oh, I love that. And do you connect with any of the characters or anything that happens with the characters? Do you feel like, oh, that's happened to me? Or, oh, I understand that?
Not really.
So
the characters are kind of different from me.
Okay. Well, that's enjoyable too, because Natalie, I find with books that sometimes I connect with the characters and I connect with what's going on, and other times I have no connection whatsoever, which is what I love about it because it is a means of escape.
Yay.
Yay. So these are two books that you and your sister Gianna are thankful for. Which one do you want to chat about first and tell us why you're thankful for that book? Why not you? Why are you thankful for that book?
Because it's saying that you're perfect just the way you are, and you should love yourself, and you should accomplish anything. You could accomplish things that you think is hard.
Mm-hmm. So it inspires you.
Yeah.
Great. And let's do a switcheroo here. Matilda, this gives me summer feels and summer vibes. I remember when all three of us listened to the audiobook. So why are you thankful for Matilda?
Because I just loved it.
You just loved it.
It was just awesome.
What made it awesome?
The story, the characters.
Yeah.
And and I liked the book even more whenever we listened to the audiobook because the voice and stuff like that.
Great. I love that. Yeah, everything Matilda had everything going on. It had a great storyline, great characters.
I was crying.
Yeah, you were.
And she was like sitting in the little chair,
Yeah.
reading the books.
So,
Awesome.
so who was your favorite character?
Matilda.
Yeah. Makes sense. I could see you really loving Matilda.
I
So
was dying for the part of Matilda in the musical.
you were. And you gave it your all, you auditioned, and you didn't get that part.
I got 3 parts.
Yes, and you did your best in all of those parts. So that is awesome. All is well that ends well. So Natalie, I'm going to share with you and all of our viewers 2 books that I'm thankful for. The first one being the Traveling Cat Chronicles. Natalie, you and I are cat lovers through and through, and this book was the book that just kept on giving me all the warm feelings. And I remember asking you, what book should I read next? And you selected this book. And so we have a cat owner and their cat. Satoru, the cat owner, ends up traveling with our cat Nana, and they visit people who have played a significant role in Satoru's life. And I'm not going to share with you why we're doing this visit, like why we're on this journey of traveling with Nana and Satoru, because that's a really important part of the story that I want you to read for yourself. But they do end up traveling, and the cat ends up learning a lot about his owner, and the owner ends up learning a lot about his cat, and they just end up traveling the journey of life together all the way up to the end, and it is delightful. Well, delightful is kind of too light of a word. I want to say it's deeply moving. But yeah, it's a book that will stay with me for years to come. And then the second book that I am truly thankful for, and I'm thankful to A. Marie's book club for opening me up to this book, is What We Fed to the Manticore. This book is a collection of short stories told from wild animals' perspectives. And the book gives each wild animal a very human-like characteristics, and it did help me to understand and see animals in a way that I hadn't really been open to before. We're all living beings on this planet, and learning about their experiences with life and love and loss was really moving as well. So both of these books brought tears to my eyes. Both of these books were about animals, and I am so thankful to the authors and for the reading experiences that I had with both.
The little van.
Yeah, there's a little van. Yay!
The van that they traveled in.
The van plays a huge role in the Traveling Cat Chronicles, the silver van. So, yay! And here we are with Gianna. And my goodness, G, you are a middle schooler now and have some books that you are thankful for. 2 books to be exact that you read this year. So share with us your journey with these books.
Okay, so my first book is Blended. I really liked it because it was like a different perspective and a different way of looking at things, because main character is mixed. That's why the book's called Blended. And her parents break up. And then her dad is black. He gets with a black girl. Mom's white. Gets with a white man. Then they both get married to those people. And the parents start arguing over unnecessary things, like how they don't bring the kid on time to swapping, because they have this thing, I think it's like Swapping Sunday or something, where they where kids swaps parents. I think her name was Bella. I don't know, because I read it over the summer. And then second book is Bridge to Terabithia. Yeah, Bridge to Terabithia. So I didn't quite finish it, but I kind of get the gist of what happens. So it's about this guy named Jess, and he makes a friend called Leslie, and something very tragic happens. And Jess and Leslie make this place called Terabithia, which is like this, shed that they make out of like stuff in the woods, and it's like Terabithia is a kingdom, and Leslie's the queen, and Jess is the king. And Leslie and Jess both get bullied at school. And yeah. Oh, also Jess is the middle sibling to four girls. Four, not five, four girls. And he absolutely hates every single one of them except for Maybelle.
It's a lot of estrogen around the house.
Yeah.
So by the time this video comes out, you would have finished the book. And Gianna, something that I think is really neat about both of your books that you're thankful for this year, that you've really enjoyed a ton, is that they both were assigned books from school. So kudos to your teacher for selecting books that really drew you in and sparked your love of learning, your love of reading, got you out of some slumps.
Mm-hmm.
So, Gianna, I asked Natalie this question. I'm going to ask you this question. Are there any characters or moments in either one of these books where you felt a connection? So maybe you were connected and vibed with the character, or maybe something happened in the book where you're like, oh, that's happened to me, or I know what that feels like.
Not really with Blended, but with Bridge to Terabithia, kind of.
Tell us more.
Because Leslie feels kind of like an outcast. I'm not saying that I feel like an outcast. But sometimes I feel like people are like, if I don't have the new gadgets and gizmos, I'm not cool.
Yeah.
So.
Interesting. So did reading about that character and that, or like reading about those experiences, did it help you maybe in any kind of way, like not feel alone, or, you know, did it warm your heart?
I mean, kind of made me feel like, it kind of reminded me that I'm not the only one who feels like that.
Yeah.
I mean, there are probably plenty of other people who feel the same way as I do.
Welcome to middle school, baby. Welcome to life. But it really seems to kick up that feeling of loneliness or being like on the outside looking in. I feel like, you know, developmentally it really starts to kick up in middle school. So you are not alone. You are not alone. It happens to everyone. So these are the two books that you, Natalie, and I are super thankful for, like, collectively. So talk to us about, like, specifically about why you are thankful for Why Not You?
So I'm thankful for it because, if you don't know already, I read this book on Gianna Reads. So watch that. And I don't know, because I read it twice now, and it kind of makes me feel, and just like the vibes, that everybody's different and that you don't really have to put yourself down about that. And if you think you can, you can. So, yeah.
I love that. And it's written by Sierra and Russell Wilson. Sierra is a famous singer, dancer. Russell Wilson, a retired athlete. They are married. They have children. And it's really cool. This book definitely gave me song lyrics vibes and feels. Like, I could tell that Sierra played a significant role. And I love that it's a collaborative effort between husband and wife, mom and dad. And I love it. So let's do a switcheroo. Tell us about Matilda. Why are you thankful for Matilda?
Thankful for it because it's just a good book, honestly. I mean, I don't know how to describe it. It's just really good. I mean, also, most of these books on the back I've read. Well, we read in class or read aloud or something. But I just like the vibes.
Yeah.
Honestly.
It was one of those moments in a reader's journey, experience, life, where while you're reading, you're like, this is a special moment. This is a special book. And I'm not really a Roald Dahl fan at all. And I'm not just talking about personally, because that's a whole other thing. Like, definitely not a fan on the personal level. As an artist, as a writer, as an author, I just am not for his particular style of writing and stories. James and the Giant Peach, when you were reading stuff, I've never had a desire to read his books. You girls were auditioning for and performing in a musical, Matilda Jr., and so I really want you guys to dive deep and read about the backstory so that you could truly fully be into character. And so, yeah, like, I was pleasantly surprised. It had all the things: great storyline, compelling characters, engaging characters, you know, some universal themes that no matter what age, race you are, you could connect with. You know, anytime a story takes place in a school, you know, there's connections to be made, right? We've all had a school experience and some common experiences within the school experience. So I just remember also us listening to the audiobook. I believe it was Kate Winslet who narrated, and my goodness, you have to listen to the audiobook. It made for a stellar, memorable reading experience. So
Felt like I was watching a movie.
yeah, for real. And we did watch the 1996 movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, dated your mama a little bit. So, G, with you, I'm going to share the two other books that I'm thankful for. I shared two while I was chatting with Natalie. And the first one is Passing. Passing, oh my goodness, by Nella Larson, a classic. This was the book that kept popping up. Even before I bought it, I was like, I gotta read Passing, y'all. And then I read it over the summer, and I watched the film. Even you girls, like, stepped in at the very end.
Yeah.
OMG. Do people still say OMG?
Yep.
I mean, I guess so.
Okay. OMG. I'm going to say it. This book was amazing, and it covered such a deep, profound topic of colorism, racism, passing, Black people passing as white, and the consequences of that, making that choice, what that choice looked like. And then also this friendship / infatuation / obsession between two women, marital drama, affairs. I mean, it just covered the gamut. This little, I mean, y'all, it's not even, it's like, I would call it a novella, but it's only 120 pages full of incredible writing. I loved it. And the film adaptation was like chef's kiss. It was great. It was so well done. So love that book. So thankful for it.
Also, plot twist.
Mm-hmm.
What?
Okay, I thought you had more to say, but there is a major plot twist. I mean, that thing was twisted up. All right, and then finally, the fourth book I want to share that I'm thankful for is When Stars Are Scattered. Ooh. Oh, see, you remember when I was like reading this at night? This book, what a beautiful, creative way to share such a profound life story. A story of two brothers who became refugees and had to really figure out life on their own, losing their father in the midst of the chaos, not being able to find and reconnect with their mother, but yet forming another extended family, if you will, another family with the fellow refugees, and learning about how to survive and how to make a new life for themselves. And the book ends, this is a graphic novel, and it ends with like an afterward. So you actually get to find out, where are the brothers now? Because of course, when I finished, I wanted to know, like, what happened? You know, what was the next chapter of their lives like? And my, you guys, it's such a beautiful story. And to be told in a graphic novel form was just such a great way to connect, not just with young readers, but with older readers too, because it's such a heavy book. But having it in graphic novel form balanced that out for me. And I was able to push on and read on and cry and smile and laugh and, you know, clutch the pearls. That was truly a wonderful, wonderful time chatting about the books that we are thankful for. We hope that you enjoyed the video. And guess what? Stick around and check out this video. Gianna told you she read aloud, and you definitely want to share it with the little ones in your life. And until next time, happy reading. Bye.